I couldn't give two fucks about UFC.
Exactly.
Go ahead and for a bit, and I'm gonna charge my phone.
Okay, that's actually a good solution to that.
All right, I'll be back, boys.
All right.
All right, I'm also gonna hop off and charge my phone.
No, you're stuck here, Taylor. You're not going anywhere.
I've had enough hockey talk to fill a fucking rucksack. All right, you're gonna hear this. It would be a good one for you to purchase because it's such a good night of fights. And
I'll look up who it is.
So
the main fight is Tony Ferguson versus Justin Gaethje.
now,
And that's what we're pumped about.
Ferguson is exciting because he fights with his elbows a lot. Everyone who fights with looks like a murder victim because elbows cut. They don't just hit, but they kind of hit and slide. And they're very, very cutty. I don't know a better way to describe it. So all his victims look like murder victims. That's kind of neat. Justin Gaethje is known for kind of abandoning defense in an effort to just have more offense, right? He's put all of his skill points into offense. And these two are going to be amazing. He has a great takedown defense, which kind of neutralizes some of the stuff that Tony Ferguson might do on the ground. I don't know. I actually think Justin Gaethje is going to win, but he's the underdog, so it's an uncommon opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And but it's going.
I think he's got a shot. I think he's got a very good shot. I would say 35-40%.
I would say there's a 90% chance it's going to be a good fight. It's going to be an entertaining fight.
I think it's 100% chance it's going to be a good fight. This is not going to be like that fucking dancing match we watched last card with Yoel Romero and Izzy. Yeah. That pissed me off. That was the first card I've ever watched where I felt cheated out of my fucking $60, $65, whatever it is. I literally felt like I wanted a refund after that. They should have given refunds and taken it out of their fucking checks. That would have been I would have loved that. If Dana White was, you know what? No, you don't get a bonus. You're getting a deduction of the night. You're getting a fail of the night.
You know Pride did that?
I did not know that, no.
In Pride, if there was inactivity, they would give a yellow card. And I might get the details on this wrong. You might have got one warning, and then a yellow card was 10% of your pay, and double yellows was 20% of your pay. Like, it was notable. And if your fight wasn't action-oriented,
might as well miss weight.
They'd cut pay.
And then Henry Cejudo is fighting Dominic Cruz.
Very exciting.
Henry
Cruz now?
I don't know the answer to that, but Cejudo is like the king of. He's 35. Cejudo is the king of fucking cringe, and
in a good way.
It's not. I don't like it personally.
Oh, okay.
I get why people do like it, and I think it is good for the sport and good for him, but it's not what I enjoy. But I do enjoy watching the man fight because he can fucking throw down. So I
started not liking it. At first, it was like, that's cringy. I thought he was going for tough, right? And then he just leaned into the cringe so hard, right? You know, putting diapers on his belts or something and calling them his downed opponents and feeding him milk and talking about how TJ is getting fussy, or like everything he does is so super cringy that it's an act. And it makes me like, I circled all the way from not liking him to liking him again because I just appreciate the entertainment value that he's putting out there.
Yeah, I can't stand his personality. He's one of those guys where like I'm there to watch him fight, and that's absolutely it. Just like Francis Ngannou's the same way for me, and he's the next on the card. I don't care what he's got to say. He's not cringy or anything. Don't get me wrong, but he's never like had a quip or a funny line. No, he bashes people in the fucking skull. Yeah. Like that's why I'm a Francis Ngannou fan, right? Like I want to see him brain somebody so they stutter when they're 55.
On the previous fight, Cruz, on the other hand, is very smart, very articulate. Every time I hear him talk, I feel like I learned something about MMA. And when he interviews other people and they butt heads, Cruz always comes out on top, unless it's Bisping. But he's a very clever guy, very quick-witted. And when I watch Cruz, usually when I choose my champ, I pick the one I want on my TV more often, right? Who do I want to see interviewed next year? Who do I want to see call out a fighter? Who do I want to see get into the next hype press conference? And in my opinion, you can't lose with Cruz versus Cejudo. Maybe you want Cruz.
I want Cruz just because I don't care for Cejudo and seeing him on camera. You know, I want to see him fight. I don't want to see him on camera. And if he loses, it's more likely I'll see him fight than on camera. But would you want to do $5 on Ferguson Gaethje?
Yeah,
I would take Tony, obviously.
Right. I'll take Gaethje for $5. I think he's going to win.
Coolio.
Yeah.
Any other fights where you disagree with me? Because I think Cejudo's going to win, and I think Ngannou's going to win.
Is Rose Namajunas fighting?
No, that she lost 2 family members to the coronavirus, and she's having some serious emotional stuff going on right now.
She has serious emotional stuff when things go well. Jesus.
Yeah, she's got that's her biggest weakness is her mental game. And look, I think we'd all have some fucking mental issues right now if we'd lost 2 family members to this virus. You know, so I definitely understand. You know, her not competing. It's just a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's real tough.
But they're putting together a good card. I'm interested in how the show is with no crowd. Right? I'll hear the coaches more. I'll hear the ref more. The fighters will like
it more. Like you're gonna feel more in tune with what's going on, right?
I've seen it on The Ultimate Fighter, the TV show, and I'm not sure if I like it more or less. Like there's something about the crowd getting excited that gets me excited along with them, so that's kind of cool. On the other hand, hearing the coaches say things, and both fighters get to hear the coaches say things, and it comes through. That's interesting. The fighters will hear what the announcers are saying, and I think like that's a dynamic that we almost never get. Fighting in silence, I don't know. I want to see it.
The last card was silent.
I don't think
wasn't it?
Watched it. It was. Yeah, there was one that was quiet. I think someone even called out to the crowd to hype him up, and there was no crowd.
Yeah, like come on.
Yeah, can I hear it from my? Never mind.
From mom, she's here. She's got a gas.
There's
mask
one
on.
custodian up there in row 50. Do your best.
Round parade. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Real pumped. It's been so long since we've had any UFC. I'm hoping we'll get some Fight Island shit soon. There's Masvidal, Conor McGregor rumors going around. Who knows if that, the rumors. So yeah, I'm looking forward to some shit going down. Khabib is going to be fucking fasting for the next quarter and a half or whatever it is.
It's shorter than
I realized
it up.
Oh yeah, I realized that.
It's like a month.
Yeah, but that little period of Ramadan affects months prior and months afterwards.
He says
as far as fighting,
like 2 months to get his muscle back, and then of course he needs like
that's bullshit, by the way.
Okay, well I am sure he said something like that, and
yeah, that's bullshit.
So he thinks that it takes 2 months to get his muscles back, and then he wants 2 months or 3 months.
Yeah, the muscle loss on during fasting is less than with a reduced calorie diet. Like if you're cutting 500 calories off your basal metabolic rate, you lose more muscle per day than you do going full water fast, because your body has this huge uptake in HGH levels during a fast that goes up at first like 250% of normal, but all the way up to 1,250% of normal.
How long of a fast are you talking about? Like
2 days
intermittent fasting, or
no? I mean fasting.
Yes.
I think that 24 to 36 hours immediately starts ticking it up 2 or 3 times what it normally is. But if you go out to 4 or 5 days of fasting, your HGH levels are 1,200% higher than they normally are. It's an evolutionary advantage. If you think about, they always talked about starvation mode, right? But if you think about it, if our ancestors went 2 days without food and their body started shutting down and getting rid of their muscle, we wouldn't fucking be here.
Yeah, we would have been screwed.
Ramadan. Do they just not eat while the sun is up? Do I have that right?
I think it's a dry fast as well. I don't think they're drinking water. But look, I don't know anything about that stuff. But yeah, I think it's when it's sundown to sun up. Maybe they can hydrate and eat.
It's my impression they only drink water during the day and they have a breakfast before the sun comes up. Like it's not that insane. But
it doesn't seem that insane at all to me.
Dawn to sunset,
Can
no
you start
food,
over,
no
Taylor?
water. Every day from dawn to sunset, no food, no water. But once it gets to nighttime, you can have water and food.
Okay.
How is this different from sleeping 12 hours a night?
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Why would? Here's what. Look, if Khabib was as hardcore as he says he is, he would listen. Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm listening.
He would flip his sleep schedule.
Yes.
He would
that
sleep
work.
during the goddamn day. He'd
seems-
wake up when the sun went down, and that'd be his morning. He'd eat a full fighter's breakfast. He'd eat a full fighter's lunch and dinner, and he'd train all night. And look, the man's a multi-millionaire. I'm talking about 10 million. I'm not talking about 25 million. The man is wealthy. You don't think he can pay some of those skinhead lookalikes he's got hanging around him everywhere to do the same fucking shit?
Yeah. Yeah, I never would have thought of that. That's a really good idea. I wonder why he's...
It's probably against the rules. Somebody will like correct me and tell me. But I'll tell you what, it seems like a real big loophole to me. If your whole reason for existing seemingly is being the greatest fighter at 155 pounds that's ever lived,